the tight perm. It's a lost look.
Bring it back. If you're a man with a tight perm,
I have to be a handsome man with a tight perm, or else you'd
look like the sort of centre forward for Walthamstow Town or something. All right. Hello, welcome back to Reels of Steel, the heavy metal movies podcast. Hail and kill, brothers and sisters in metal.
Hail and kill.
Hail and kill. And this week, Tom and I will be taking you through a movie, finally, a movie worthy of fucking Manowar, right? This is a solid steel feast for the senses, if ever there was one. This should, this is metal as all hell. Even
it really
so, we're going to be watching people's heads get chopped off. We're going to watch magic horses assaulting castles. We're going to watch people getting stabbed up in swamps. And most exciting of all, we might get to use our actual accents, my lover, from where we come from.
It's nice to see a West Country accent being given, he's already got it, but a hero having a West Country accent. Exactly. You don't get to see that very often, do you?
Not often enough. After this, every movie should have a West Country farmer who's not complaining about the drainage in his top field, but is...
Not
chopping people's heads off.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. I guess the West Country accent is also given to pirates. So we got a little bit of love in the Pirates of the Caribbean series, but not enough. West Country accent needs to be brought back and made sexy again. Yeah. And we're just the people to do it.
Has it ever been sexy, apart from the Cadbury's Caramel Bunny? Has it ever been sexy?
No, I don't think it ever has been.
I'm tempted to see if I can maintain this accent through the old bloody podcast and see what happens. You know,
you're not from Bristol, though, are you?
No, not even Brizzle.
All right there.
No,
proper job. Right, so yeah, it's Excalibur, a movie where there's steel on screen in 99% of the scenes.
When there's not steel, there's tip, and actually sometimes there's steel and tits. So
there is that scene where he does the deed wearing full plate armor, which I'm sure cannot be comfortable for anybody.
No, but it is pretty metal. It's just like I don't take my studs off for no one, for nothing. You know how in Smokey and the Bandit, he only takes his cowboy hat off to have sex. It's like this guy's won't even go that far. He's like, I'm keeping my spurs on during it while I'm doing it.
Uther Pendragon. Not exactly the hero of the movie. He gets killed in the first 10 minutes, and some misdeeds.
Yeah,
misdeeds. I mean, it's we can't blame the movie for the actions of the characters, considering Excalibur draws extensively from Arthurian myth.
Yes,
and legend.
The Arthur is
exactly
mainly where it comes from, and a little bit of the Once and Future King, and a lot from Monty Python. Let's be honest.
There are some scenes where you are a bit it's a bit close, isn't it? It's a little bit self-parody, but at the same time, it's still fucking ace.
Yes. So this is good. This week we're we can hear you properly again. That's good.
Well, I'm out of my nuclear bunker. I was a little bit concerned that the atomic clock was 2 minutes to midnight and we were all going to die. So I had to hunker down for a bit.
Yeah. And then, okay, so you're out of your bunker. And also, we're not both really, really hungover from a riff fest. So, and we both quite enjoyed this movie. So,
I think we did. So this is the first time I've watched Excalibur from start to finish. It was one of those movies where I thought that I'd watched it. I thought I watched it all the way through because I'd seen bits and bobs of it over the years. but I hadn't sat down and watched the whole thing from start to finish. And this is the first time I did, and I'm really happy that I did, because it's metal as shit.
What a treat. Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
I was quite happy.
I sort of remember it being on TV. It would turn up on like ITV when I was about 5 or something. But when you're a little kid, there are knights running around and hitting each other and stuff. You're like, oh, this looks good, and you catch bits of it. But then you get sent to bed before like any boobage comes on, and you don't really understand mythic druidic spells and sacrifice and the importance of henges.
There isn't a dragon, but there is a dragon. The dragon is the land. The dragon is Britain. It's great. It seems mythic and weird because it is.
It's quite patriotic as well. It made me feel a bit, English. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's not many things where you think, oh, England's cool, isn't it, anymore? But I was watching this, I was like, oh, this is all awesome, isn't it? We should bring this stuff back.
It's nice to have a national mythology. That's a good thing to have. It's kind of fun to sort of have that for your country, unless you are a horrible racist who misuses it to persecute people you don't like.
Yes.
So don't do that. Just use it for cool album covers.
Okay, so 1981, this was filmed in. We have covered 1981 extensively.
We have, but I thought maybe let's have another look at what else is going on in 1981. Who do you think headlined Monsters of Rock at Donington in 1981?
So 81, that would be the Donington where the plane nearly landed on the crowd, and Saxon wrote a song about it, right?
Might have been, because Saxon played in 1982.
Okay. 81.
Saxon might have been in the audience. I'm not saying that they weren't there in person, but they didn't play.
Rainbow?
No, headlining Donington 81 was AC/DC.
Hey!
Previous episode stars.
Fantastic. Well, good on you, AC/DC.
Yeah, and supporting them were Whitesnake, who I'm fairly certain we'll talk about at length in a future episode. Blue Oyster Cult, Slade, which seems a bit incongruous, Blackfoot, a band called More, and with Tommy Vance DJing.
The legendary Tommy Vance. The
TV on the TV.
Friday Rock Show.
That's him. There you go. Apparently, it was plagued with sound problems.
I like that as that's... How would you rate this concert? Plagued with sound problems. It's like, no, that's just what Slade sound like. That's not like...
that's his voice.
Lol.
Oh dear. But yeah, that's what happened. That was what was going on the live stages.
It's really weird as well. It's like Suicidal Tendencies got together in 81.
That doesn't seem right, does it?
No.
Suicidal Tendencies seem they should have formed in 1988.
Yeah, but so did Manowar. They got together in 81.
That's strange.
What's going on there? I'd love to hear a Manowar song about wanting a can of Pepsi and getting told off by your mum. That'd be awesome.
I think Manowar might have drawn a little bit of inspiration from this movie. Maybe this is what made them happen. Is Excalibur responsible for the Kings of Metal?
Yes.
Yeah, it's very likely.
If you're in Manowar and you're not the recently departed guitar player, then write in and tell us. If you're one of the proper Manowars, or if you're Michelangelo Battier, who we will also come back to in a future episode.
We are big fans of him, and apparently it's Batio. Because I was watching his videos on Instagram today, and I've been pronouncing his name wrong for years.
He seems like a nice man. He's got a little bit nerdy, and
you can't be that good at guitar without being a bit of a dork.
Yeah,
so I think
he was in fucking Nitro, so free pass.
Yeah, this is no diss. The double neck quad guitar playing, he knows what he's doing. But yeah, he can write in. He can be on the show anytime. But also, so can Ross the Boss.
Oh yeah, but I'd like Ross to come on and just talk about the dictators more. That would be that would be more fun. We could sing "Who Will Save Rock and Roll" and drink, I don't know, Pabst Blue Ribbon or something probably, and that kind of thing.
If you are a cool member or former member of Manowar, you've got freestanding invite to the show.
Yeah, that's fair play.
It is fair. But anyway, back to Excalibur. It's 1981. John Boorman directed Excalibur off the back of Deliverance? Was that his previous movie? He'd done Zardoz, perhaps, was before.
John Boorman is like,
he's bonkers.
What is going on with John Boorman?
I mean, the casting decisions in this movie are a little bit interesting, considering he got his daughter in to play Ukraine, who dances in an interesting fashion.
And wait, is Charlie Boorman his son or
Motorbike Charlie Boorman is his son, who appears as Mordred as a child. Yeah,
Mordred the child. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like
it's a family affair.
It's a family affair. Yeah, it's Sorry, no singing. You're right.
No singing.
Yeah, John Boorman's like a weird fucking dude.
he's got a long and storied career of doing some weird fucking movies.
The Deliverance, and then Exorcist 2, the non-existent Exorcist movie.
Yeah.
But kept going for a long time, didn't he? He did like Taylor of Panama in 2000s and Queen and Country and stuff.
Not bad movies, but very odd choices.
Is John Boorman still alive, or has he ascended to Valhalla?
I think he's still alive. He was born in Surrey. I didn't know that.
There we go. We should get him on the show.
He might live down the road in 1933. So that'd make him 90 years old.
Amazing. So let's get him on. Because
John Boorman, explain.
Justify yourself immediately. So Excalibur. So it's the Dark Ages.
It is dark as well. It's night. It's a night scene.
It's a night scene. We're in.
Oh, it's a night scene, and it's a night scene in the dark ages. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I'm quite pleased with that one.
We're in Cornwall, the most exciting place in the world, right? Forget Vegas. Forget all those big global cities. Cornwall is where it's at, right?
The Britain of Excalibur is primarily the West Country. It's in Camelot is somewhere in North Cornwall or North Devon.
Isn't it in like Tintagel?
Exactly, yeah. And you've got things like Glastonbury Tor, which are connected to that. So it's all very much the West Country. Of course, our homeland.
Our ancestral home.
the seat of my castle is in the West Country.
You maintain your lands and
yes. Yeah, so that's my family estate is in the West Country.
Fair enough. So we're in Cornwall. The Duke of Cornwall is he the King of Cornwall to start with?
Perhaps, I mean, he's the ruler of Cornwall. I don't think he's the King of Cornwall. Maybe he's the Duke, or you could call yourself whatever you like, though, couldn't you? I mean, you could be the Emperor of Cornwall,
the pasty of Cornwall,
the Grand High Crust of Cornwall.
Yeah, exactly. What's it called when you pinch a pasty together? Crimping. The crimper. He's the chief crimper of all Cornwall. There we go.
Yeah, he's the ruler of Cornwall, and he's fighting. According to the credits, he's just called Cornwall.
So Cornwall is fighting Uther Pendragon,
which is a great name. I mean, it's not the movie, but it's a great name, isn't it?
I've seen this movie probably 50 times over the years, right? And I didn't realize it was Gabriel Byrne.
Yeah, it doesn't look like him, does it?
No, he's so young, so fresh-faced.
It's very much that guy movie as well. Everyone is somebody.
Everyone's in this movie. Everyone who is an actor on the stage in Britain in the 70s is in this movie.
They went to RADA and they said, "Can we have your people, please, for 3 weeks in Ireland while we film this movie?" And RADA said, "Yes."
It's the off-season.
Yeah, exactly. They can go and that's the other thing I quite like about this movie. They didn't change how they acted. This movie is all stage acting.
The only qualification you need to be a knight is that you have to shout all the time. You have to go "Rah!" a lot. Just don't stop shouting, and then you'll achieve high office. Apparently,
they blast it to the back row, and it gets to some stages gets a little bit panto, but that's fine. I mean, this is supposed to be mythic. It's not supposed to be reality. This is an imagined Britain of fantasy. So why would you want to put in a subtle performance when you can just go fucking nuts, balls to the wall?
Yeah, why indeed? Why not? And also it's like you seem to get bigger parts the more you shout, which is why Jean-Luc Picard owns it for most of the first third of this movie, right?
He doesn't speak a single line. He just yells everything.
Which is right. That's what I want from my actors as well. I think that's bring it on back.
What's happening in the movie? There's a fight. There's a night fight. Night fight.
There's stabbing. There's head chopping. It's all going on. It's great. There's people charging about in the pitch black with burning torches, having a right go at each other.
It's ace. They're storming the castle, but then there's a truce, and also Merlin appears, played by friend of the pod,
the greatest actor of his generation.
You kind of can see it in this performance because he's again fucking nuts.
Yeah, he was in Spawn and he was just phoning it in, but this is like non-stop madness dialed up to 11 from start to finish, isn't it?
His line readings in this movie are Walken-esque in their madness. They are all over the place, but he steals every scene he's in. He's supposed to. He's Merlin beyond everything. He's great.
There's a lot of Captain Kirk method of emphasis on the wrong syllable going on, and
yes, that's always fun.
It's great, isn't it? So Merlin turns up. He's got a little metal Ming the Merciless hat on.
Why has he got that? Have we got any reason for that, or just because it looks cool?
What's the other choice? Would be like a tall hat with moons and stars sewn on it, wouldn't it? I suppose
Well, so production on this was, I think it was originally going to be like the Tale of Merlin, but then the script changed to being Lord of the Rings. So a lot of the sets and armor and stuff was built for Lord of the Rings, and then they couldn't get that made. So the script for that got made into the animated version in a sort of truncated method, and then they made this, but using all the shit they'd built for Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So that's why it looks a bit mental, like fantasy style rather than historical style. Well, that might have been a choice. It's a good choice.
I think it's always a good choice, isn't it? Like if you just put together an outfit to go into the office, go full fantasy. Don't worry about social norms or the possibility of being arrested on the tube. Just get your peacock feather cloak out of the closet and wear a tall hat like they did in the old days. Ride a wet swan, and you can't go wrong.
Behold, the sword of power, Excalibur.
So there's one really cool fight. Lots of horses fighting, chopping, and it's all the armor looks ace because it's all spiky and dark, and it looks a little bit. I mean, I think that this movie has influenced an awful lot of stuff, including like Warhammer.
There's a lot of shoulder tits, as my wife called them when we were together.
The famed armorer.
Yeah. Well, there's the shoulder tits, and then there's like the knee nipples and stuff on all these suits of armor, aren't there, and things. So.
There are, but yeah, the massive shoulders and the sort of spikiness and the sort of the good guys wearing, bright, shiny, sparkly armor by the end, and Mordred's forces wearing sort of spiky, evil, corrupted versions of that, I think has maybe fed into the nerdiest of things, Warhammer and Warhammer 40k.
Yeah, Chaos Knights, aren't they, at the end?
They are.
We'll get to that when we get to it, but I do like that, like, Morgana could just find a load of, like, evil knights with evil armor from some, just pick them up.
Where did she get the armor? What happened there? Who's doing logistics for her forces? I don't care. They're evil and magic is involved.
Don't matter, does it?
Don't matter. But the aesthetic from this movie has definitely seeped into almost all parts of British nerddom. So good work, Excalibur. There's a truce. They have a truce. Cornwall,
they have a truce. And Merlin's like, don't be a dick about it. Why don't you just let him still be in charge of Cornwall? As long as he does what you say. Why not? Yeah, fair play.
Cornwall's like, why not? Let's feast in my castle. Come on.
Which is always, I think, whenever, like, if you ever have an argument at work or something, or, not even an argument, just like you have to work for a difficult project to get something delivered on time, let's say, then, once it's settled, I think invite people to feast in your castle.
Ooh.
But don't then watch their wife do an erotic dance.
Now, erotic is a step
Well,
too far. It was certainly an interesting dance, but I would not class it as erotic. There's a lot of arm shaking and like windmill headbanging. It was not erotic in any way at all.
I think, let's leaning into the metal side of this show. There are a few things more erotic than a woman doing full-on windmill headbanging, in my opinion. Particularly if it's to, bolt thrower or something.
Again, bolt thrower might have pulled a few things out of this movie as well. But yeah, so that's your grain. That's right, isn't it? Pronunciation. Igraine. That's Cornwall's wife, and everyone starts banging on the table. They're all well into her sexy dance. None more so than Oof the Pendragon, who wants to bang her pretty bad.
This is Junior Boorman #1, right? So
that's Junior Boorman #1. Yeah, that's his own daughter, the director's daughter.
This is a bit of a Argento sort of situation, isn't it? I'm going to hire my daughter to get them out and do a load of sexy wiggling. Like, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
I mean, if her heart is set on being a get them out sexy wiggling actress, then I guess maybe it's up to dad to make that dream come true.
Nepo baby. Is it Nepo or Nepo? I assumed it was Nepo. But,
I'm going to go with Nepo. That's what
better.
they are. She's a Nepo baby.
If you're a Nepo baby, write in and tell us, won't you? If Jamie Lee Curtis is listening in, we want to hear from you.
But Uther's like, I must have her, Merlin. Figure it out.
Do some fucking magic. Do some of them tricks.
And Merlin's like, you crazy mortals.
Isn't Merlin's aging backwards through time, right, or something?
Merlin is from the time beyond when all were one. He is not of the human race. He's something else. He's a Tom Bombadil, isn't he? He's like he's a step outside.
Well, he's neither god nor man, right? He's just a spirit of the in-betweenness. So
is he an embodiment of the country? Is he the land? Is he the dragon?
I don't think he is. I think he's because he says later on about this world is done with me, right? There's others.
Yeah.
So he's more of a sort of multiversal or universal traveler, right? He's kind of a
maybe
he's an alien. Maybe he's one of them big heads off of Star Trek that you keep running.
Maybe he's like the traveler from Star Trek TNG with those funny fingers who kidnaps Wesley.
Exactly.
He's one of them.
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
Well, he became out of time, didn't he? He became one of the traveler's companions and lived multiversally and outside of the ways of men. So maybe he is Wesley Crusher.
At time of recording, Wesley Crusher is currently not giving a shit about his heavily endangered half brother on Picard, right? So
I've not been watching Picard.
Oh, you should do. It's good.
I don't know. I watched the first series and I was like, "This is bullshit."
Oh, it gets better. It's got a lot more like laser battles and big heads getting it in the neck.
it couldn't get worse than that first series. Oh, what a pile of dog shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, but Merlin, he's not quite a Gandalf. He's more Tom Bombadil. Meddles in the ways of men because he doesn't quite give a fuck, does he?
Well, he's clearly working towards like some grand plan, isn't he? And he's trying to unite the land, and he's trying to find the wielder of the titular sword, right? Isn't he? So
the land needs a king because the land and the king are one. The king must have a sword.
Is that like still true, or is it only Excalibur wielders? I mean, like, we've got a king at the moment.
I mean,
he's looking a bit ropey, so he could be,
maybe there should be. Maybe we need a sword wielding god king to rule us all and to bring back a better harvest for us, the serfs of this
Maybe
country.
that will happen. We're in a, sort of, things aren't going great at the moment, but maybe we'll come out of that and like Charles will get ripped or something and like, ride around on a horse wearing furry pants. And
someone needs to retrieve Excalibur from the lake, so 'cause that's where it ends up. I don't see him being able to receive a magical sword. Just doesn't seem the type.
Time for some magic boning.
Yes. And it's time for everyone's favorite bit of the movie, the charm of making.
You memorize
Anál, nathrach. No, not quite. Speak the words, and what happens? Merlin charms up the dragon's breath, which creates fog, which brings the people, Cornwall, out of the castle. Well, first of all, he attacks the castle because he wants to bone down with Cornwall's wife.
Here we go. Anál, nathrach, orth, bethad, chél, dénmha. There you go.
Well, is your house now filling up with a white smoke?
A couple of weeks ago, I was out by Avebury Rings on a little walking holiday, and I did think maybe I should give it a go. You know, you never know, do you?
Did you do it?
I got up the top of the hill. I was wandering along the ridgeway, and there was a big standing stone with one of those holes in it. And so, yeah, I may have given it a little bit of a go just in case.
Did anything happen?
Yes, a gnome appeared and granted me 3 wishes. I now own Shrek 5, 6, and 7 on
Brilliant.
DVD.
That's very good. But yeah, the charm of making, which appears multiple times in the film, and it gave the name to a sort of grindy, blacky, metally band.
Yeah, I like Anál, that's right. They're pretty good.
One of those bands who came out of that sort of late 90s, early 2000s, very grim Midland scene.
That's right. I did a couple of gigs in like Bradford and stuff around that time, and it was like there were like 5 metal bands in Britain, and all of them were doing grindcore basically. So,
they all looked miserable.
So it was much like the third act of this movie. It was basically that was the metal scene in the mid-90s. So, Who was the Lancelot of the 90s metal scene who came out of the wilderness to help you defeat the enemies? Maybe
Bill Steer?
Yeah, why not?
Bill Steer and what? Firebird? Was that his band? After Carcass? What saved us all?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we should write into Jeff Galahad Walker and see what he's got to say about this.
Maybe what happened was Bruce Dickinson rejoined Iron Maiden. And that's
that's what happened. That's like the sword being put back in the stone, and it's like the land is complete again. It's like
maybe that's what happened. Well, Bruce rejoined Night Maiden. Rob Halford rejoined Judas Priest. The land with a king, the king with a sword.
Equilibrium was restored. Exactly.
Yeah, maybe that's what happened, and the metal scene has got better since then.
I sort of believe that, to be honest. So, that's
it's probably.
I think there are many metalheads of a certain age who will be like, yeah, that's about right.
There, you see, I'm an ugly, horrible, grouchy old man.
Got ahead of ourselves in a weird sort of psychodrama symbolism between the heavy metal scene of Britain in the 90s and Excalibur.
Yeah.
This is what you expect when you listen to Reels of Steel.
I think this is 100% correct. I think the history of metal is basically parallels the Dark Ages. The history of man. So.
I think you could quite easily get about a 5K word essay out about this. About
thrash is the Industrial Revolution. That's what we're saying, right? It's like...
maybe.
Right. Well, maybe Painkiller is the Industrial Revolution.
Anyway, this missed. Out come Cornwall's forces, and Pendragon gets his face swapped with Cornwall's, and he goes in and he bones down with Igraine.
He does
in full plate armor.
Yeah, but also like Cornwall's daughter Morgana, she's given him the side eye. She's only like 6 or something, but she's still she's like something's awry, something's amiss. So
she's one of those old people in a child's body, like the princess at the end of Dune. So
yeah, my brother Baron. That's
exactly. He's got that sort of creepy child thing going on. Okay. And also, she's watching her parents bone down in front of her, which is, definitely not something that should be happening.
I don't know, though. It's the Middle Ages, isn't it? It's like most people lived in a sort of one-room house. Like, that's just
true, yeah.
General boning was fine at the time. It was just kind of a thing,
I guess. I mean, I am not to judge, nor am I a historian on ancient boning technique.
Well, so speaking as a medieval architect myself,
I published that book on sexual practices in the 1400s.
Yeah.
She doesn't like it, and she knows something's up as well, because she knows that her actual
discovered the clitoris anyway. Sorry, carry on.
She knows something's up because at the time of the fateful boning. Oh, also we should say that Merlin made the bargain that any product of his lust belongs to him.
He did. He was like that, which you get in a lot of tales, don't you? It's like, okay, you can have something, but in this case, a blowjob and a good hard shag. But in return, I get your firstborn to your offspring.
A child of surprise, basically. Again, been playing a lot of Witcher and reading the books. Very good. Morgana knows something's up because Cornwall is dying while this is happening. Eventually, it's all is found out. First of all, she has the baby. Then in comes Merlin and says, "Hang on, that's my kid now.
I'm having it." Yeah. And Morgana's like, "Are you the baby's mother and father now, Merlin?" And Merlin just gives her the side eye.
He's more than that. He's Merlin. He's beyond. So yeah, off goes Merlin. We now get the bit of the sword in the stone because
that's right. Because so Uther rides out and is like, "Okay, actually, I want my son back."
Yeah,
he rides out and he says, "Give him to me, Merlin." But then he gets ambushed and chopped in the neck a bit. Some randos.
Yeah, some bandits or possibly Cornwall's forces.
Yeah, and then he staggers off up the hill. Then he shouts, "If I can't have Excalibur, no one will." And he sticks it in a rock. Even Merlin's a bit surprised. He's like, "Oh, God, I didn't expect this from stealing someone's child. I didn't think they'd give a shit." But turns out they do.
Yeah, there's a line in here like, "Your words are as hard as steel." It's pretty Mal.
That is pretty Mal.
Yeah, it's good. But yeah, the sword goes into the stone. Uther Pendragon dies. The seasons change, and many years pass. Nice little edit.
There we go.
And then Hyacinth Bouquet's husband turns up.
Yes, Richard from Keeping Up Appearances is now Sir Hector, the father of the child, who is not. We haven't heard his name yet, have we? Did Merlin call him?
No, he doesn't call it. He's just a squire for his brother.
He's the wart, isn't he? At this point?
Yes, exactly.
Also, like Clive Swift, who is Hector, who is Keeping Up Appearances. People give him shit, but he was in Frenzy, that Alfred Hitchcock movie, where that was quite good fun. And also, he's in the Barchester Chronicles, which, as we all know, is Superhand's favourite book. So, I mean, power to you, Clive Swift.
He's again probably another RADA treading the boards kind of guy. Done a few turns as like Hamlet or something. He seems like the type who's done plenty of that. And he didn't seem to age between this and Keeping Up Appearances either. He seemed to be about.
He was born 54 years old and remained there for his entire life.
Yeah. Speaking of people being born at that age, Patrick Stewart is there on the back of a horse, fucking suckers up.
He's a badass. Leondegrance.
Yeah.
Knightly name, isn't it?
So what's
he's kicking ass. He's really hammering people's like.
He's having a great time doing it. He's really bringing the ham as well in this one.
One of my favorite things about this movie is, and this is one of the first bits when you hear it, is when people get struck like with hammers and swords and things, and there's a real like kind of satisfying gonging noise when people get whacked on the noggin with a war hammer.
And there's always the clang of the armor when anyone's walking around, and everybody is walking around in armor, so there's always some clanging steel going on.
I didn't mention this earlier actually, but this isn't me showing off or anything, but
yes, it is.
No, well, maybe. Well, this is just me recounting my many tales. Corin Redgrave plays Cornwall in this, right?
Yeah,
very talented actor. And I worked on a movie with Corin Redgrave called The Relief of Belsen, about the death camp, right? And it also had Gemma Redgrave in it, right? So it was a family affair, another one. It was all fine, except that Gemma Redgrave has a really slightly annoying put-on laugh that she uses in large crowds to draw attention to herself. Like, you know, like you'll all be eating lunch or something, and she's got this like sort of snorting, loud laugh that she does to try to get everyone to look at her all the time. I just thought, you know, that's information that the public need to know, right? About
you need to tell Pop Bitch
about acting star Gemma Redgrave.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Okay.
Corin seemed all right, by the way. And
that's good. That's good. Yeah. I have not met any of the stars of Excalibur. No, none of them. They're not. They weren't in, you know, structured reality shows in the mid 2010s, which is my wheelhouse. Anyway, so Patrick Stewart's up on a horse, smacking people around, because around the stone where the sword is has grown up like a great area of, you know, fun and frolics where people compete for the honor of trying to
draw the sword. Yeah.
Yes. And Patrick Stewart goes up and then acts a lift of the sword.
This is the best acting in the movie, is his straining sword pulling and yelling about not being able to do it. It's like that face. There's so much grunting and so much effort going on.
He's doing some full-on acting. That again, stage acting in a movie, which is great. But he can't pull it out. Never mind, he is not the king. But what happens then is we realise that locked sword has gone missing, and it's, you know, it's a squire's job to make sure that his knight has a sword. So off goes Wart, our young ward, with the best West Country accent right there.
Oh, I left it in the tent.
Oh no, what's happened? I better go and get that sword. Oh.
And then some little bastard has robbed it and is cackling away, laughing while he's running off.
Yeah, and he goes off to get the sword, but he can't get that kid. But what's that? There's a sword in a stone. Oh, I might as well try. And
if in doubt, whip it out. There you go.
That's not good advice. And the sword is pulled from the stone, and we have ourselves a new king, and it's Nigel Terry, a famous Bristolian actor.
Well, first of all, this shows what a good dad Hector is, right? He's like, Lot, did you pull the sword? You know, because like Arthur just gives it to Lot, doesn't he? He's like,
yeah, he's like, oh, here you go.
Here you go, my lover. I've lost your sword, but here's Excalibur. Hector's like, did you pull it out, Lot? And Lot's like, yes. And then it's like, no, I didn't. Arthur did. Like, and you're like, you know, these are nice. You know, these are good fellas, right?
Honorable knights. This causes quite a commotion, though, because
unlike Urians.
Yeah, Urians is a badass.
He's a badass.
But Urians is like, I will not have a boy king. But Patrick Stewart's like, but he shouldn't be the king. And acting, are you with us or are you against us?
I'm against you.
Yeah, that's great.
Thanks. That's
all being acted while on the back of horses as well. So that's great. So instantly we've got a little bit of a civil war happening. But what does King Arthur do? He fucks off into the woods.
Yeah, and then there's a full-on, basically a total rip-off of the Dagobah scene from the previous year's Empire Strikes Back.
It is quite big. It's even got
exactly
a snake.
The same. Even like talking about the dragon is an energy field that surrounds us, that joins all living beings together, that binds the universe together, right? It's like
you say the dragon is the force.
The dragon is the force.
May the dragon be with you. The dragon is with you always.
Yeah.
Use the dragon,
Merlin
Arthur.
Yoda.
Right, well, Merlin's more of an Obi-Wan, really.
Yeah, fair play.
I mean,
Okay.
if you follow a hero's
Obi-Wan-
journey story structure, he
Merlin.
fucks off in before the last act, which happens to Obi-Wan as well. I didn't mess up doing my degree, did I? remembered something. There we go.
Well, I was just watching, and this came out like a year after Empire Strikes Back, right? And I'm like, I was just watching it when he's fondling one of the famous English pythons that you get in our trees over here. And I thought to myself, this is Empire Strikes Back. This is, totally about scary caves and swamps and all that stuff.
Merlin basically speaks in riddles at Arthur to try and convince him that he is the king because you are the king. And he's like, well, I'm not the king, but you are the king. The dragon and the king is the land, and the land is the king. There is a connection that while the king prospers, the land prospers, and if the king sinks into a malaise, then the land will go barren and the people will suffer. So that's what happens, and then eventually Arthur says, "Oh, we better go and do something about this." Then out he comes to go and help at the siege of Patrick Stewart's castle.
Yeah, we gotta help him. So, and the siege of the castle is like, this is a big thing about this as well. You said like there's a civil war instantly, but there's never more than about 12 people on screen.
This is one of the things that lets the movie down slightly. Is while it is epic in scope, it is not epic on screen. They're
limited in cast.
Limited. Yeah, if only they had like a bunch of extras in the background who could make it a little bit bigger. Because this is probably the biggest action sequence in the whole movie. Is the siege of the castle, and 20 people at a stretcher on screen. I mean, that's not an exaggeration. That's all there are.
One thing about this movie that really stands out is, so all of, like you said, all of the sets are practical. Everything's built. People are interacting with all this stuff, but also none of it looks real at the same time. Do you know what I mean? It's like you're sort of watching it and you're like, this is a bit panto stage set, even though clearly hundreds of thousands have been spent on building these incredible sets and stuff.
Maybe this is the thing, because the movie uses an awful lot of natural light. It's not really lit like a movie. It's lit almost like a documentary, because it's like most of it's outside. Only time we ever see any real like lighting work is the green glow of Excalibur, which is just some like a torch with some gel in front of it, like shimmering around.
Or just whenever magic's afoot, right? Whenever there's something unnatural, sir, going on. Yeah, there's like some green blobbery.
But it's got a weird look to it. I think maybe now we're expecting a little bit more sheen and shimmer, because you can add and take things away from scenes using CGI. Even the stuff you don't notice is CGI. It's like the backgrounds and things are expanded because CGI, whereas this had nothing to do with that. This was all filmed in like County Wicklow, down the street from John Boorman's house, so he could go home at night. The lack of simulation makes it slightly stranger than we're used to in a movie.
Actually, like think about like Deliverance and stuff, right? That's all kind of filmed outdoors, out in the woods, right? And so is this. It's just that in the British Isles we have particularly gloomy woods. Right?
Yes, it is gloomy. It's a really gloomy movie. There's no like lovely days. Even like the scenes with Lancelot, which are supposed to be, I assume, filmed on like a sunny summer's day. Still a bit overcast, a bit drizzly, isn't it?
Yeah, which is exactly right.
Maybe we're not used to seeing Britain portrayed on screen like this. We're used to seeing Southern California as England.
Yeah.
And so when we see, even this is Ireland, it's weird to see the reality reflected back at us.
Certainly any King Arthur movies would have been, full on Hollywood swashbuckling, right? Wasn't there? There was Camelot, right? But I'm like, in the 70s, but I'm not sure when that was. And
is that the one with no? There's also like Robin Hood movies as well. So they all a lot of them are studio backlots, and
it all blurs into one. Basically, yeah, people wearing peaked green hats with feathers in them, swinging about and swashbuckling and daring do. Whereas this is just like, well, yeah, let's go and use the landscape. Possibly thinking, I'll just put soft focus on everything, rub a load of Swarfiga over all camera lenses at all times, and open
maybe we should have a little speak about the music as well in this scene, because I think it's O Fortuna, which is like pretty fucking metal classical music.
This is one of the things that I don't get about this movie, right? Is so Monty Python and the Holy Grail came out in 1976, right? So well established by that point. It's got its medieval vibe, and over the opening credits before the llama stuff, the music comes in, boom, boom, and it's all very portentous and serious. And then it just, but there weren't King Arthur movies like that before. It feels to me like this and Monty Python and the Holy Grail came out in the wrong order.
It does, yeah.
Like Monty Python and the Holy Grail is a pastiche of a lot of this, but it's not.
It's not.
This is a pastiche of Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
I think the script for this was probably written before Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Well, I mean, the script for this was written in the 11th century.
Oh yeah, I suppose that's true, yeah. But the script, the Boorman script. Anyway, sorry, the music I think is quite nicely done, using classical pieces which are probably now well overused, but this I think works quite nicely, and we'll get to it later. But the scene where the knights return and the music plays again,
right through the beautiful cherry orchard, that's great, isn't it?
Badass. But yeah, so we've got the siege, and Arthur goes in and does some daring do. He throws a load of suckers off like a boarding thing, the thing that you roll up to a castle, climb up it.
A siege engine.
Siege engine, there you go. Boarding thing. Yeah, that's the name.
A boarding thing.
Fucks a load of people up with that. He does a good job. Patrick Stewart's on top of a wall, fucking people over with an axe, which is really fucking cool.
Patrick Stewart, that's what he does. That's probably, I bet if you went to Patrick Stewart's house now, it would be him on the top, stood on a wall with an axe, and if you got too close, he would fire a proton torpedo at you or something. Maybe. That's how I like to imagine him anyway. Sir Pat Stew.
But we also see his daughter, Guinevere. Yeah.
Who did she go on to do much after this? She's in a bunch of, Midsummer Murders, and
she was in the Kenko adverts, wasn't she?
She was. She was indeed. With
Anthony Stewart Head. Yeah.
Stewart Head, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The creme de la creme of British acting talent. I've met Anthony Stewart Head. There you go.
Hey, there we go.
I met him in a Waitrose in Dorchester. So, there we go. Where's my claim to fame?
I met Terry Gilliam in a pie shop in Dorchester. So there's the Monty Python connection as well. So, it's all.
But yeah, so we see her, and the siege is nearly broken. Arthur fights Urians in a moat, gets the better of him, but then
you swear fealty to me, and we'll be all right. And Urian says, "A knight swear fealty to a lowly squire, and not likely, mate." So Arthur gives him Excalibur and says, "You're right, my lover. I'm not a knight, but you can make I one." It gives him the Excalibur. Do you want to do Merlin, or shall I?
I had not foreseen this. Oh, this is new. I can't remember what he says.
Yeah.
What is it?
I haven't seen this.
I haven't seen this. There's some pronunciation in there. And yeah, he knights him. And, the courage in your veins.
Urian thinks about it. He's like, I could keep Excalibur, or I could lock his head off. And then he's like, no, this is like, proper ballsy. This is a geese I can get behind, right? This is the man for me.
Yeah, Arthur is king, and that's it. And we're full on into proper Legends of the Round Table now, because the next bit is, first of all, Arthur goes to a party. He falls in love with the Kenko girl.
He does.
at a dance, but you can't dance because you'll rip his stitches, so don't dance. He gives him a pie or a cake.
He can't talk either. The only thing about him is the way that he walks.
Guinevere gives him a cake, which is a magical cake.
Is it a magic cake or is it just a tasty biscuit?
I don't know. It's got rose petals in it, so I assume there's some sort of magic. The rest is secret. He gives her a magical cake, and he instantly falls in love with her.
No,
that's nice, isn't it?
And Merlin will have nothing to do with it. I've been stung once by mortal love. I'm not doing anything this time, and quite rightly so. Well, possibly.
What's the line from Dune? Feelings for cattle and love play. And he has that sort of line. Again, Patrick Stewart in Dune. All the connections today.
Your lust will hold you up. You will float on the dragon's breath. Ride!
Yeah, so there's a party, and now we're off gallivanting around the countryside. But there is a knight guarding a bridge. Who's that?
There is a knight guarding a bridge. A Little John to his Robin Hood. A Billy Goat Gruff to his troll. It's all going on.
And Urians and Hyacinth.
Everyone has a go.
Yeah,
even Liam Neeson, who has a very specific set of skills. He can't best this Frenchie of the bridge, over the bridge. So
he's a hard man. That's what they say about him. But the king will go and have a go himself. And who is it at the bridge? It's Lancelot. He can't find a king because no one can beat him in combat. So, of course, they have a bit of a fight. Lances and stuff. There's a lovely scene where they're both at either end of the bridge on their horses. Pause the movie. Is it an album cover? That's the album. That's the album cover.
Also, I think, that we don't get this from anyone else until the wedding, but Lancelot's armor is a bit special in that it's like
very shiny.
And
well, that's the thing that happens. Right. Lancelot. Everyone else currently still has the sort of Dark Ages blackened iron armor, with Lancelot's in the shining steel. By the wedding, they're all wearing the Lancelot style armor.
Is that their like special wedding armor, or is it meant to indicate that they have all been raised by the good deeds what have been done?
I think it's
in the spirits.
I think the goodness of Lancelot, even though he's not good, he's kind of a dick. That has become part of the Knights of the Round Table and has carried forth into their armor as a visual representation of it.
That would be useful if that happened in real life, because like I'm married and I was quite happy on my wedding day, and if that had meant that my Sepultura t-shirt with the sleeves ripped off had turned into an amazing tuxedo for the day, that would have saved me, several £100. So
maybe Lancelot just had better drip, just copied his swag style.
Well, he is French, isn't he? So
yes, exactly, very fashionable. So maybe that's what happened. Maybe
very chic.
He was a trendsetter, and they all decided he's got better armor than our spiky blackened iron. We should all dress like this suave Frenchman, played by the most English person in the world.
Nicholas Clay didn't do much either. He did a bunch of TV work, and then he died in like his 50s, didn't he? As well, he was like,
very handsome. He's got that sort of like 70s, 80s handsome man look.
Yeah, curly hair.
Yeah, not really look anymore. Yeah, the tight perm. It's a lost look.
It is. Bring it back. If you're a man with a tight perm, then go strong.
I have to be a handsome man with a tight perm, or else you'd look like
the sort of centre forward for Walthamstow Town.
They have a face-off. They fight. Lancelot gets the better of Arthur, and he's going to win the fight. But Arthur's like, to the death. Lancelot's like, I don't really want to fight you to the death, but if you want, because I'm gonna win. But then Arthur calls upon the power of Excalibur and strikes Lancelot.
And breaks the sword. You have broken what could not be broken.
Very good.
How have you done it?
I quite like the fight sequence because you get to see Lancelot using his longsword two-handed, with his hand on the blade, which is apparently like how swords would have been used in those times.
Right.
You don't just hold them at the end.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's cool.
That's probably some actorly research as well. I bet that wasn't like that didn't come from like the stunt coordinator or anything, did it?
I honestly don't think they had like a massive amount of stunt. The IMDb is going to tell me I'm wrong, but their fight sequences don't seem very choreographed. They just seem like they're just going to go at each other until someone falls over.
Do you think was there any health and safety in this entire movie?
Every limb removal you see in this movie was real.
Right. There is some during most fight sequences. You know, there's always like a Wilhelm scream or something, right, in the background. In this, there is some amazing screaming and grinding and gnashing of teeth going on in every fight sequence. It's great, and you can tell it's just people going mental, like screaming their heads off and hitting each other with hammers.
They're just really, they're going full force. I imagine the armor they're wearing is probably real, so they can swing a blunted sword at each other. Full on, go for it. If you don't block it, it's your fault. Smash, down you go. Ah, brilliant.
Yeah.
Excalibur is broken. No! Oh my god.
Arthur learns a valuable lesson, doesn't he? About not getting so angry that you don't know what you're doing, basically. And do be good, don't be bad. Thank you, baked
potato.
Arthur learns the baked potato lesson. And the Lady of the Lake, her arms clad in shimmering samite, rises from a pool behind him where he's lobbed the broken sword.
Yep, John Boorman's wife.
So, is that right?
I think so. Yeah, she's Lady of the Lake.
Family affair.
Yeah, very much.
So yeah.
And yeah, she mends the sword. Lancelot is like, "You are my king. I will give up my lands to serve you, my flesh and blood and the heart that pumps it." And so I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's metal as fuck."
Yeah,
cool.
It's pretty full on, isn't it? Yeah. Nothing's half-assed in this.
No, nothing. It's all full commitment. There's no wink at the screen. There's no snide comments. There's no little jokes.
Even during a farcical aquatic ceremony, which it was. So
yes, exactly. And then the next scene is even more fucking metal, where they're like riding up a hill with fire at night.
This is pretty fucking metal, isn't it? Set all of Wales on fire and then charge around it on cart horses, just randomly chopping people.
The West is free.
Yeah,
that's Wales.
Well, just playing like I don't know, like Grim Reaper albums in the background.
Yeah. Again, like any of this, like for the next 10 minutes, you press pause. Album cover. Yeah. I'm sure some of this has become an album cover. It has to have done.
It better have.
Yeah.
If Vicious Rumors haven't co-opted some of this, I'm going to be very disappointed.
I mean, you desaturate a lot of this, and it's black metal. That's what you have to do. Yeah. You turn the colors up. It's power metal. You've got everything in here.
It's all going on.
Not everything, but 2 genres. That's fine.
Are there any thrash album covers in this? Merlin with his eyes all glowing red.
The oil paint Merlin at the front with the eyes of the dragon with the stalactites and stalagmites in different colors behind him.
Yeah.
Pretty thrash.
Yeah.
The last scene, which we have to get to, with Mordred and Arthur killing each other, that's thrash as shit. That's with the red sun in the background. Ah, badass. You could use that for a thrash album. Probably German. Not American.
Yeah.
British thrash, definitely.
Somebody could use that, right? So
that's a Sabbath cover, isn't it?
We should
that kind of thing.
Take a screenshot and we'll fax it to Schmear from Destruction immediately. And when he gets off his shift at the restaurant, he can write back to us.
Oh, and so this is all of this is it looks amazing. And then they're all gathered around, and Merlin's stand back, be still. And he lights his torch. Staff.
Oh yeah, he's got a little Zippo built into his magic staff, hasn't he? Which is clearly a gas flame when it goes off.
Yeah. Was it? For it is the doom of men that they forget.
Rejoice with great gladness, he says.
Yeah, and then Arthur makes a speech.
I shall
love it.
build a round table. Yeah, it just came to me.
That scene is a little bit ropey. It's a little bit of a bit sweaty, a bit of a grasp, but at the same time, fucking committed to it, didn't they? They didn't make a joke of it. They went full serious.
And around
standing
the
around
table,
in a
I shall
circle.
build a hall.
Above the hall, I shall build a castle. Ah, brilliant.
And he does. And then Camelot. Then they get married, right?
Yeah, the shiny armor wedding. A Christian wedding, but with a lot of pagan symbolism. So I thought that was a nice sort of blend of the two. They had like a green man sort of above the altar. It didn't look like Jesus.
Nice.
It looked like more of a green man sort of thing. So I thought it was nice to see that, while Christianity is coming to the country, as Merlin says, the one god casts out the many gods. The paganism still resides in a lot of the mise en scène of the set design. So yeah.
And of course, cool. This is where the real stars of the show get together, right? Let's be honest. Helen Mirren and Nicole,
yes,
who are normally you'd say like the pair are electric when you see them on screen. They're not electric. They're just mad. They're just mental. Like he's a lot of drugs, and he's just a lunatic. He's clearly fried his brains with drugs. They're
both nuts, and they're both acting completely like what kind of acting is this? Because I want to see more of it. Just really going for it.
Yeah, like Helen Mirren is going full on, like she's in a children's production of the Chronicles of Narnia.
She's the ice. Yeah, she's going
very panto,
like mad ice queen.
And we've already talked about him. He's just,
he's great.
He's
she's what is the rock that burns?
Sulfur to mix with mercury.
What is this root?
Mandrake. Of course it's fucking mandrake. What other root would it be if it was just a carrot or something?
Children's evil sexy. It's madness.
It's an unusual combination. You just don't see it anymore, Cotton. It's a bold move. Let's see.
It's a bold move. And it does pay off. He wants to know the charm of making and to learn from Merlin, but he's sort of can't be asked. It's like, nah, I'm fucking done with this shit. My time is ending.
Yeah, and also, but I mean, I quite like the way he's like, but yeah, all right, I'll tell you a few little
bits and bobs.
I'll show you how to like pull a bunch of flowers out of your sleeve and put a rabbit out of a top hat and that sort of thing. But we're not going to get to the full-on sawing the lady in half, full-on magic.
Fun scene of the most mad acting you'll see in a movie. It's great. And Helen Mirren, pretty hot.
Because her and Darkman, Liam Neeson, got together after this and then lived
during
this, Him and Gabriel Byrne were having a little chat in the corner, and she came wandering across in a sexy Morgana metal bikini or something. He said, yeah, and we just looked at each other and said, oh, fuck me. And so, and he was like, and I thought, I'd better have a crack at that. I believe were his exact words. So it's nice that they can still talk about it many years later.
I think the thing is they lived together for like 2 years, but then broke up amicably and are still like busy mates. It's like, that's nice, isn't it?
Fair play.
Hooray.
That's good. Yeah. That is quite nice. I didn't know that. If they'd... you would think that they would like explosively combust and just hate each other, wouldn't you? But
ideal dinner party guests together. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think Liam and Helen, if you're listening, come along to the annual Reels of Steel Christmas dinner party. There's an era of peace and glory is ushered in. Everybody's happy for a while, but then Morgana, being a mischievous minx of 70s and 80s stage and screen, spreads discontent by telling Liam Neeson Nicholas Clay is having it off with Sherry Lungy behind Nigel Terry's back.
Exactly, yeah. It's the big round table scene where they're all in their armor, which is much nicer now. everything's great. The land needs for nothing. Everything is wonderful.
Camelot is full of scientific progress, such as juggling and wheels that turn around.
That's like, what's it called? The thing, where the things revolve around the thing. Clearly a man of science here. Yeah, a celestial orrery.
Orrery.
There is a crude orrery and some puppet. Oh, did we forget about Sir Percival?
Well, yeah, he's not Percival yet, is he? He's just some grunt.
Can I come with you, sir, and be a knight?
Yeah, all right.
It's 20 days ride. Oh, the world is not that big, sir.
Quite a sort of charming performance, isn't
it? He's fine. Yeah, he's all right. And the movie changes focus to him for quite a lot of the time, so he'd better be, because otherwise I'd just be annoyed. So it's fine. But yeah, so Liam Neeson, he's like, why is Lancelot not here? He is the best of us. Does anyone not think him a god? Why not? Because he's lusting after the king's wife.
He's lusty. He wants to do it.
He wants to fuck her on a mossy rock.
It's the most uncomfortable of all fucks.
I mean,
in the back of a Volkswagen Beetle.
When we get to the least sexy sex scene in cinema later on, but of course the king cannot challenge him because he is his king and his judge, and he must live by the law of the land. So someone else must champion the queen, and no one will do it. Lancelot's not around, so what happens?
Well, Percival steps up.
Percival, he steps up. Yeah. I'll do it. But he's about to get fucked up by Sir Gawain. But then Lancelot turns up, but he's been stabbed.
Literally referring to him as Galahad for the whole podcast.
It begins with a G. It's fine.
I should be sent into exile for this. I would ban from court.
You need to go on a quest to find not a dictionary,
an
encyclopedia of phrase and fable. Sir Lancelot, he is injured from a ghost version of himself because he wanted to fuck the queen so bad he stabbed himself.
He's fighting against his own base nature, isn't he? The knight versus the man.
It's not subtle.
I mean, it's reasonably subtle if you compare it to Superman 3, where Clark Kent fights evil Superman.
Yes, I suppose that is true. He fights him in like a scrap metal area in a
Superman 3 is my point of reference for almost everything in my life. So yeah.
It was filmed in Milton Keynes.
Well, there you go. I live quite near there, so that's probably why.
To hold her once in my arms, I would sacrifice everything. Honor, truth, my sacred trust. God, save me from myself. Purge me of this love.
They have a bit of a fight, and then he wins, and then Gawain's like, oh, fair play. Queen's innocent.
Queen is innocent. Hooray, we must rejoice.
Arthur knows it not to be.
He's got his suspicions. It is a bit sus.
Yeah. And then he gets ill from adultery. Oh, and there's a whole bunch of parallel scenes as well. Because so they're all fucking on a rock.
The doom of Britain, happens in the course of about an hour.
Yeah, and Arthur finds them and is thinking about stabbing them with the sword. He raises it up, and we see him, and we think he stabbed them. At the same time, Helen Mirren and Merlin are in a cave made of polystyrene, let's be honest, and seeing a magic vision because she's been dying to get down into the cave, right, to get the secrets,
get the magics.
Merlin's got something else in mind, right? So he's like, yeah, would you like to see the dragon, even though it will fuck you up? And she's like, damn straight, motherfucker. And I believe those are the exact words in the script. And then he turns around and says, behold the dragon, it'll drive you crazy. And he's got red eyes, and she starts screaming and going mad. But then Arthur goes to stab the couple at the same time. That's like Excalibur stabbing at the king, stabbing at the land that he himself is a part of. And that makes Merlin fall over.
He's got the sword in him.
he's got the sword in him. He's like, oh, the sword's in the land or something. And then Helen Mirren gets up and is like, perfect. Why don't you seal yourself inside a giant scented candle for all eternity, and I'll steal your spells and go about my business. And she does.
Oh, it's the doom of the land.
Yeah.
Right, we need to go back. We need to talk about that sex scene because it's fucking ridiculous. They are.
Do we see much of it? We just see a couple of Sherry Lungy's bottom. And
exactly. They're both not. They're not naked. They're both nude because it's a different kind of. They're like somehow all their clothes have disappeared.
Between nude and naked?
Yeah, I think so. I think naked in is a little bit more sort of steamy and fun, whereas nude it's more innocent and it's an innocent fuck scene because they're doing it on a mossy rock under a tree.
If you Google, I don't know, Anna Kendrick nudes or Anna Kendrick naked, just as a
your search history
of a famous person who I wouldn't mind seeing with those on. Like, is there a difference between?
I think there's a difference in implication. I think
Anna Kendrick, if she's listening, probably.
Nude seems tasteful. Naked seems like you're gonna bone down. So I think they are nude, and they are under a tree on a mossy rock, and there are various woodland creatures around them while they fuck on down.
I think you've got like a lot of issues here. I don't know.
I think the choices in this scene are weird. It's supposed to show that they have like a pure and innocent love, but to me it just seems a bit strange. But also the other scene where we go under the castle to Merlin's pad.
Yep.
It's badass. It's all stalagmites, glass stalagmites.
You're gonna have a bachelor pad. That's
what
you want, isn't that? It's like a green cave, like any bachelor pad, though. Yeah, exactly. It is showing porn on several large screens.
It's essentially it's the Superman Fortress of Solitude, but with a lot more colours. So that's
pornography,
which is what you want, really. If you've got a Fortress of Solitude, what are you going to do there? What happens next? My notes say more subterfuge fuckery.
Yeah.
So for the second time, someone disguises themselves as someone else in order to bone down. So yeah, this time it's Morgana disguises herself as Guinevere.
And goes and bones her own brother.
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, half brother, but at the same time, that's still not good.
And properly Pornhub at this point, isn't it? It's like
step brother, I'm trapped in Camelot. Help me, step brother.
Help me get out. Yeah, my head is stuck in Merlin's cave.
Yeah,
right.
Maybe telling people a little bit too much about us. Cut that. More subterfuge fuckery, and she's pregly, and she gives birth to Mordred again. How many bands are called Mordred?
Well, at least one.
At least one, the famous one. But over the course of years, there must have been about 8 Mordreds. There's 12 Camelots. There's at least 5 Excaliburs. Mordred is a great word. It sounds evil. Like there are certain words that sound evil, and Mordred is one of them.
That's like a whole, that was a whole thing with like Lord of the Rings, right? Tolkien was like a, linguistics professor and stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why all the bad guys are called Morgoth and, Earth, Ungol, and all this kind of stuff, right?
Ungolian.
Like evil the sound, yeah, right? Whereas, and Mordred is one of them, definitely where it comes from, right?
Yeah,
and,
there are certain words that sound evil, and that's
and
great.
On that. And yeah.
Even like more modern ones like Voorhees. That sounds evil as shit.
Are you suggesting that Jason Voorhees is the heir to the throne of Britain?
I'd say he's the heir to the throne of badass names.
It's fine. It can't be any worse than the current leadership we have.
Readers.
So he's an annoying small child played by Ewan McGregor's friend Charlie.
He's a disgusting shit boy.
Why? What's he famous for apart from being Ewan McGregor's friend?
I've written his name is Motorbike Charlie Boorman, so nothing.
Was he on like Saturday Kitchen or something?
Oh, he's a nepo baby. He has. Does he have a skill? Does he have a talent apart from being being oiled up a bit by Helen Mirren in this movie and then turning into an older version of himself?
Yeah, that's Robert Addy, isn't it? Who was in Red Dwarf, but very little else. I might put that.
But yeah, so what happens? The land turns to shit. Everything is broken. Everything goes horrible. And what must we do to, of course, return Britain to its former glories? Must find the Grail. Yes.
Sorry.
Go get the Grail.
I keep having to do the Monty Python voice. Sorry, Arthur, King of the Britons. Like, you've got to do it. It can't be helped.
But also, the same voice is used when the Grail appears. It's the
and
same
the same music as well.
It's the same.
Arthur. Like, yeah,
they don't care. They don't care. I think that's that's great. I think just go straight into it. No sideways looks, no backward glances. We're going hardcore into this mythology, and we don't give a fuck that you've made fun of it. We're doing it anyway. I like it. I think that's good. Commitment. Yeah, you don't get that in movies very much anymore.
Just find a pole and nail your flag to it.
There are very. I think I'm going back to it again. I think the recent Dune is a movie like that, where it knows it's completely bonkers, but utterly commits to the bonkery that it is.
Committed to bonkery. That's
it's committed to it.
My difficult third album.
There's not many movies that really go for it like that. A lot of movies now, that Marvel MCU sort of winky noddy referential shit. I'm not dissing Marvel movies. They're fine. But yeah, commitment to...
That's true as well. I'd like to see a film about some of the sillier and more random characters in like the Marvel universe, but just with total straight-faced commitment to the fact that you're basically a man on giant stilts trying to rob offices on the 27th floor. Right? And that's your gig.
Whereas this, and I think Dune, just go for it. They're just straight in.
We need to stop talking about Dune.
No, I'm not. You've known me for like 20 years. Have I ever stopped talking about Dune?
Yeah, literally.
Never.
At least 19 of those 20 years, yeah.
But I think even the new Dungeons and Dragons movie kind of committed. I think that was nice to see that they didn't do Dungeons and Dragons, which is the ultimate example of being able to nod and wink at your audience, because the game itself is a meta representation of people playing a game. They don't do it. They just go full on straight into it.
And actually, that's what makes a lot of earlier fantasy or comic book movies bad, is that the studio is a bit wink, wink, nudge, nudge, without giving enough gravitas to the source material.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about metal, right? Metal is the silliest genre of all. It's ridiculous, right? It's totally ridiculous and hilarious all the way through. But also, I only get to say that because I also recognize that it's the acest and best genre of all and matters more than life itself. And as long as I truly believe that Kings of Metal is a work of genuine artistic genius, I'm also allowed to say that it's also like a terrible piece of shit full of like ridiculous nonsense.
Being able to enjoy things on two levels is fine, but having things presented to you on two levels is probably not. Things should be presented as earnest and as good as they possibly can be, and it's the death of the author. Is it how you interpret art? But yeah, metal and movies, I find metal cannot be parodied successfully because it is already it's beyond stupid. It is utterly, completely
It's the most
insane.
From its inception. It has been a post-modern genre.
Yeah,
it's like what are you writing? I'm writing a song that's called Sex Ghost, about a ghost that has sex. Like, and rides a motorcycle. And it's like, yeah, that sounds metal.
And like the only successful parodies of metal, which are Bad News and Spinal Tap, aren't really parodies. That's just basically what happens. There's nothing...
if you just put a video camera in the back of either a stadium rock or pub touring band, that's what comes out the end.
They're not really attempting to parody anything. It's just slightly heightened. If you've been in metal for many years, the people you meet in the scene are weirder and stupider and funnier than any of that. So, yeah, I think taking things seriously is the way forward.
Yes.
Yeah. Fully commit. Go for it, even if it turns out dumb. Anyway, that's a long-winded way of saying that Steel Panthers suck. They should die.
Heavy metal!
Mordred, he's a little shit boy, isn't he? But the quest for the Grail, everyone dies on the quest for the Grail because Percival turns up at Morgana's house.
Percival roams around the land and finds some dead knights in various situations, some of them frozen, some of them strung up a tree, some of them comes across Mordred, the boy Mordred, who leads him back to Morgana's house. Yeah, and she's like, why not have a glass of wine? And he's like, no, it's too tempting. I love wine and cheese, but I must find a Grail first. They string him up.
But luckily, I mean, he first of all sees a vision of the Grail, but a knight's spurs gradually cut his rope. Oh, did we mention the scene with the eye being pecked out of the skull?
Which is metal as fuck.
That's your death metal album cover.
Percival meets the Fisher King, doesn't he, in the legends, I think?
He does, yes.
But doesn't ask him the right question, and this is that bit, right? He's like,
yeah.
He doesn't quite get the answer to where the Grail is.
Who does the Grail serve? What is its secret?
So basically, this is like an autoerotic asphyxiation thing, right? He's like,
it's auto ecclesiastical asphyxiation. He's trying to see if he's not trying to jizz off. He's trying to see religious visions. So, but do you need a wank for that? I don't think so. But yeah, so Percival's off on his quest. Everyone else is dead. He tries to return, but he sees Merlin. He's a wild man now.
No, Lancelot. Lancelot's a wild man.
Oh, sorry. Yes, he is a wild man with crazy hair. His tight curls are now shagginess. Lancelot, it's you.
Come back to us, Lancelot.
And he's like, fuck off.
We can do it. Put your back into it. He's shouting at him.
And then he sees Urians gets run down by Morgana's men, who are all like chaos warriors with spikes on their armor.
Yeah.
And Urians is like, did you find the Grail? I nearly did.
I nearly did, but then I didn't. Also, I was too scared to come out and stop you and save you from getting poked in the head with a hammer. So
all that armor is now all gone rusty and brown, which shows, the armor maybe is a representation of the land as well as the king. The end is sort of a bit mad, isn't it? It's more of a dream sequence more than anything else. The whole last 25 minutes of the film.
Percival realizes that the secret of the Grail is that the king is the land and the land is the king.
The land and the king are one. Yeah.
And if he withers, so shall it.
Yeah.
And so he takes his Grail back to Camelot.
The Grail appears and he has it. He's won. He's quested and found it.
Arthur a little drink, and Arthur's like, Jesus Christ, my lover, I've been proper out of it. I must have had a hell of a night out. Get on your horse and ride, he says in this. And
knights, guards, squires,
we ride.
Prepare for battle.
That kind of thing, yeah. So then there's this awesome sequence where they ride through the cherry blossom orchard.
Yeah.
They're all on thundering chargers. blossoms flying in the air, all this kind of
Great.
and it looks amazing, and like that's a real orchard. So they probably just found an orchard and said, "Do you mind if we fuck up your orchard a bit?" And timed it so that they would film it in late March.
Yeah, they just waited for the day when all the blossoms were coming off the trees, and so that's what they did. They just
got a call from
hung
the
about
farm saying, "Come on in, fuck up my orchard." That'll be 50 grand.
Again, it looks great, but I'd love it if they had more people on more horses.
You'd probably need a bigger orchard. It'd be like Jaws, you know.
So Arthur and his remaining knights are off to fight the forces of Mordred.
And there's too many Mordreds and not enough Arthurs.
But we get to see the return.
To some, he is a dream. To others,
a nightmare.
Merlin's back, ladies and gentlemen.
You have a whinge in a henge, and your Obi-Wan will return.
A whinge in a henge.
Yes, that's a Marillion album.
A wenge, if you will.
He's a Force ghost. It's essentially what happens.
Yeah. This is still the Empire Strikes Back.
We cut over to Morgana's fortress, encampment.
Place,
encampment?
yeah.
It's an encampment, isn't it? She's hanging about, but who turns up? Oh, it's Merlin, and he produces sex fog.
Sex fog! He enchants her a little bit. He makes her vape sex fog out of her mouth.
Makes her do the charm of making. But that makes her is she dreaming? Is he a vision in her head? So she's on the bed, and she says the charm of making, but a load of smoke comes out her mouth. And well, it took Merlin
dream that thought it was a man.
Yeah. It took Merlin 9 moons to recover from when he used the charm of making, and it might take out of you, Morgana. And she goes all old. Oh no!
She goes all old, and her son comes in and says, "Mum, are you in here?" And then he's like, "Oh no, you're all old. I'm gonna strangle you to death."
He punches her in the face.
It's what you do when you see an old woman, isn't it?
My notes say punch the elderly. Yeah, that's right.
Album number 4, punch the elderly.
Fuck them kids. Beat up the little ones and punch the elderly.
I would follow us around on tour. Titles, yeah.
Arthur and the knights ride into battle. The fog will hide our numbers. Use the old ways. Speed of horse. And off they go. And they charge in, and we have bloody...
The old ways are just hitting people on the head with a hammer. As far as
I did wonder what that meant. It was just like, what are the new ways?
Still hitting people on the head, but with a bigger hammer.
And then Lancelot turns up wielding like a massive mace and smashing everyone about. They eventually win. They defeat Morgana's forces. We're just left with what's his name, Mordred and Arthur. And is it Lot, the last guy he's left with his brother?
Yeah, Kieran Hines.
Yeah. And then we get that great scene with like the red sun in the background. And
wait, Arthur gets speared by Mordred.
Gets speared.
And then Arthur stabs Mordred with Excalibur. Right?
He pulls himself down the spear to get to him, and then jabs him with his sword
and jabs him, which is the most metal way to die.
It's again, that's an album cover, and yeah, that whole bit is completely metal as fuck.
Percival is left, and Percival like Arthur's dying, and he's like, "Take this sword, throw it into a pool of calm water." He's like, I can't do that. And he's like, "Do it, or there'll be big trouble." So I'm not sure what that trouble will be exactly.
I do like the fact they filmed the whole bit where he rides out to the pool, can't do it, rides back, and Arthur's like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, throw it in the water."
I told you, I've been dying here for like 15 hours at this point.
He throws it in. The Lady of the Lake catches it. That's nice. And then Arthur is off to Avalon born on a ship.
Yeah. Born away by Brian Ferry. And that's the end of that chapter. That's
the end of the movie. It's completely bonkers and insane.
What is the secret of the Grail? Who does it serve?
To rate this movie.
Yes. But it's an obvious and metal aesthetic movie. It's not a soundtrack, it's not metal people. In terms of metal aesthetic,
6.
It doesn't get much better, does it? It really is.
It doesn't get more metal than this. I'm just going to start wearing pauldrons
this is something to explore in future episodes. The metal aesthetic has gradually, over the last 20 odd years, very Viking, as opposed to swords and sorcery, which is what it originated as. Like the metal aesthetic was more armor, swords, knights, chivalry, dragons, etc. Whereas over the last 20 years or so, it has become more
Viking.
Norse, beards, Vikings, horns, that kind of stuff. And what's the reason? I think I've got my own thinking as the reason to that.
Easier to dress up as a Viking.
That is also, if you're an ugly man, a beard will hide that. As well, I know that Viking look is easier to pull off. If you are an uggo, a beard will cover that. So that's one reason. And not to say that everyone in metal is an uggo,
but a lot of them are, right?
A lot of people are uggos.
How many members of Overkill would you want to make out with, really?
Open up wide, I'm coming inside!
Plus, the proliferation of Scandinavian metal bands, they are quite prominent as compared to other areas.
That, obviously, metal originated in the UK. Are you suggesting that as it's moved away, it's adopted the aesthetic of the kind of dominant countries in the genre? Like there are more probably US and Scando bands now than there are UK bands.
I'd say that, but also if you look back into early metal, even US bands were more towards the fantasy and swords and sorcery element as opposed to a Viking element. You look at like a Manila Road or a Cirith Ungol, like an old Scandi band like Candlemas. Messiah dressed as a monk. He didn't dress as a Viking, did he? So
what we're saying is
Bathory?
The metal children have drifted from the path of true metal, and only by subscribing and liking and sharing this podcast will they come back to the true path.
Well, I think maybe we need to wear more armor to gigs.
Yeah, fine. Okay, let's do both of those things. So more, if you're in a band called Mordred or Morgana or Merlin or Gawain or Galahad or Lancelot or Arthur or Uther or anything with the word dragon in it, then come on, get involved. This is where we start the campaign for Arthurian metal.
Bring back steel.
Yeah, make metal again. There we go.
That's my view on that. Anyway, 600 aesthetic points.
600 points.
Yeah, not going to beat it, really.
No argument, done.
Yeah.
Metal people, there aren't any.
Well, they wear a lot of metal, but that doesn't count, does it? No.
Well,
are we going to go... soundtrack and people are both pretty low, but soundtrack has some...
Soundtrack is metal adjacent.
Classical is metal
tunes, right? So
it's classical.
Does it get a 1 or a 2 or a 1 maybe? Just as a cheeky nod.
I'll go with a 1-er, yeah.
Yeah.
And a 0 for metal people in the movie.
Okay, so 600 points for metal aesthetic. The highest possible metal aesthetic score.
Mm-hmm.
10 points for metal soundtrack, because it's not really metal, but it's kind of banging.
Yep.
And I'm going to include those clanging noises when people get hit on the head with warhammers. Also, I imagine this movie has been sampled by innumerable bands for like that little sample of dialogue before a song starts. The charm of making the battle sounds. So I think we've got our top scoring movie so far. Yeah, I think you're right. 610 metal points, which is just 56 off the.
It's high. It's good.
So Excalibur is the movie to beat.
Yeah, top of the castle, top of the hill.
Can any other movie beat its way past Excalibur's Lancelot and ride on the road to 666 points? We'll see. So, with that in mind, what movie will we be rating next week?
Well, we've spent a lot of time in the 80s. We spent a little bit of time in the 90s. We've not done anything in the last 23 years. So I'd say we should probably...
Both in terms of movies we reviewed and just life in general.
bought a nice hat.
Oh yeah, I've increased my t-shirt collection.
Yeah. So I'd say we need to do something from the last from the 2000s, perhaps something a little bit more recent. If I can put a suggestion, how about we do Mandy?
Mandy, Nicolas Cage's psychotic, drug-fueled biker punk extravaganza.
It is pretty metal. This
It's
one,
neon. It's loud. It's full of Peta Beta style synth clash. Let's do it. That sounds great.
It's got the aesthetic. It might have the people, and it might have the soundtrack as well. So
let's see. Oh, it could be a contender.
It's pretty metal, and it's also a little bit more recent. Plus, I want to talk about Nicolas Cage. He is awesome, so I want to talk about him.
All right.
So, yeah.
That sounds like a plan. Thank you for joining us for an exploration of Arthurian legend, Patrick Stewart shouting his head off, and people having sex with people while wearing full plate armor. We've been Reels of Steel. I've been Matt. He's been Tom. If you would like to hear more of this kind of nonsense, then please subscribe, share, like, spread the word, and leave us a review. Just say, this is fine, or this upset me, or this gave me diarrhea, or whatever effect this had on you. So until then, hail and kill.
Hail and kill.
Stay metal, brothers and sisters. Catch you next week for
Mandy.
Real.
She's got
Real.